Have a good afternoon, good morning. Welcome to the live future session with myself, Giles Cock. Good to see you, Carolyn. Good to see you, Osho. Ryan, welcome everybody. We're in a very interesting spot in the ES and very interesting place in where markets are. So looking forward to today. Right then, folks, let's get stuck into the session. Now, US equity futures, they're holding steady this morning, and traders, I've got confidence that the AI boom, right, is behind the stock market at the moment. But you would have seen in headlines, there's a lot of wise heads getting a bit concerned about the amount of AI hype and how that's been really boosting equity markets. And you may have seen in the UK today, there was, I think it was JP Morgan top guy saying that, he has some worries about the bubble. But, right, from our perspective, as long as the earnings remain projected to be good, which they are, as long as the Fed's cutting interest rates, which they are, right, there's no reason that this can't continue. So we just got to be led by what we see day to day on the order flow, okay? And for now, it's a buy the dip, the rally's building, and you can see here on the Dow. That is your textbook example of what a coiling market looks like. Do you see inside bar, inside bar, inside bar? So that breakout should be powerful, right, of that structure. So, if it breaks to the upside, sorry, ignore that squiggly arrow. That's the play. If it's the downside, right, that's the play. So that's the sort of thing to look at. You'd expect things just to keep moving higher. There's no reason why it shouldn't. However, that having been said, we've got quite a few Fed speakers coming up. Powell, Bowman, Barr, and Kashkari. And let's see, I think we've had Powell already once. He didn't comment on policy, he was at 1:30. Hey, Najam. But we've got a series of Fed speakers coming up. So just be aware of that. Barr at 5:45, Kashkari at 6. Bowman at 8:45, and we've had Powell at 1:30. He didn't say anything about monetary policy, and we had Bowman at 1:35.
Folks, so just to point out that Treasury Secretary Bessent is making an appearance at this community banking conference where Bowman and Powell are. Starting to see a few comments coming through. Again, just to highlight that Bessent is at this conference. He's talking regulatory framework and how it's too tight. Okay,
so nothing from Bowman. Elsewhere in stock markets, Delta Airlines jumped more than 5% in pre-market trade. That's just going to boost sentiment. And take a look at Pepsi. They gained on stronger than expected revenue and signs of a turnaround in the US beverage unit. So you can just see that it's going to gap higher at the open. And the video has been climbing after Washington approved big billion dollar sort of chip exports to the UAE, right? Tesla slip. So sentiment is quite positive out there as we start the session. Global equities remain near record levels. There's resilient corporate earnings, further Fed rate cuts. But the thing is are the valuations stretched? Goldman Sachs, Citigroup, they're starting to get a little bit nervous about these highs.
So trading sources just noting the continued rise of silver, which does print 51. Additionally, headlines just pointing out that LME copper has lifted to just under $11,000 to the highest level since May 2024.
Oh, that's great. That's good. It's like a dagger in the heart with silver going up to 51. And that's a shame. At least copper's going up as well. So I've still got my copper longs. I know. It's just like a dagger in the heart, Najam. I knew it was, Dear. Hello, Sky. Come on. There we go. Yeah, very nice. Okay.
More from LDP's Takaichi says, does not see an immediate need to revise government BOJ joint agreement.
Right, gold's pushing higher. Looking at yields, that was interesting. I was looking at yields yesterday. Yeah, there was a bit of bond buyers coming in, but they're off the best levels for the day, and you're seeing yields push up a little bit. And if you look at the dollar, we're starting to see the dollar sort of rise again. So is this the top for the dollar? I'm expecting the dollar to sort of put in the top at some point. Just keeping an eye on what's going on with yields. But for now, 4.14% for the 10-year bond yields. If we want to see that drift lower and the dollar weakness can carry on, Just keep an eye on it. Oh, Nadia. Yeah, okay. We can both console each other. Yeah, nice. That was a nice big breakout, right, on silver. Now, in terms of trades, I've got into Deutsche Bank with the pullback that we had when we got the Morningstar pattern. Nice, lovely reversal pattern, Morningstar pattern. So I got in on this, and I got in at pretty much the perfect entry at 30.30. So as it pulled back this morning, I just entered in, seeing that Morningstar pattern, and I'm looking to go up to 32 on the Deutsche Bank shares. So that's a trade I'm in, and obviously the copper longs. Now looking at the ES, right, we've got this little flag pattern, break higher, pull back. The market's building. We've got these fair value gaps underneath. We're trying to turn higher, but volatility has just kind of dropped. If you look at the ADX, that's just sort of pulling back. So we're sort of sideways, but a breakout here, breakout, test and go. That looks very interesting. Breakout, test, go. So that's something to look for, but also got to look out for a fake out as well. But the bias is clear to the upside at the moment. We're trying to push up this direction, so that's going to look very
from Japan's Takaichi says it's very important for the BOJ's policy to align with government policy.
Looking at the TPO,
the BOJ is responsible for monetary policy means, but any decision it makes must align with the government goals.
We're up at the value area high, right? So a break of that area would also be a break of the value area high, pull back, and away we go. So that looks attractive. Okay, looks like markets we want to take that. Just got to be aware there could be a false break at the open. Right.
Yeah, just some commentary here from the Polish central bank governor.
But then a breakout later on, an hour's time or something.
This is a reason for why they lowered rates in a surprise 25 basis point cut yesterday. Also note CPI will be around 3% in Q4.
No jobless data, of course. So another day of absence news flow. We have the sort of optimism about the Gaza-Israel potential peace deal. That's just keeping things positive. The French CAC 40 moving up again for another third straight day in a row, with Macron pledging to get a new prime minister by Friday. So just avoiding a deeper political crisis for France. Okay, so let's go and look what we have. Delta, positive. Momentum, positive. We're sat at the top of the developed value area above the big round number 6800. Buyers have come in here and trapped sellers. So we're here at the VWAP on the hourly, so good area to expect buyers. On the 15-minute, you can see volume came in, right? Maybe trying to take out that high, but has since pulled back. So sellers...
Takaichi says does not want to trigger an excessive yen decline. So Takaichi says they do not want to trigger an excessive yen decline.
It's yeah, that's, I know. Amazing. Yeah.
It has seen a bit of yen strength over the last 5 minutes or so, moving from around about 152.80, last at 152.20.
Incredible. These buyers here have trapped sellers there against this level. So a good area for potential buyers to come in, top of the value area high from yesterday. So it's quite a good area for potential value areas to push in. The only thing to be aware of is that just above it is the developing the value area from the Globex Open. So it's a tricky area. So we prefer to have a breakout, but just to be aware, this is a good buying zone that we're in. The only thing that's tricky is the momentum's really stopped. So it's going very, very slowly at the moment. 5-minute buyers have come in and they've trapped, the sellers here. We've got sellers there. So I think sellers getting trapped there on the 5, that's quite attractive for potential
and
longs.
Takaichi says there are both benefits and demerits in a weak yen, which provides a buffer for exports but pushes up import costs.
So that's quite an interesting area here. You've got sellers coming here. If we can push above that area, then this potential breakout is on, you see. So for now, just notice we've got this.
Takaichi the most stable.
So at the open, we're going to be keeping a very careful eye on these buyers here. And if these turn out to be sellers, watching these sellers get trapped could be a great opportunity to go long. So we'll keep an eye on that on the 15. Let's have a quick look at silver. There's no point of, Aussie New Zealand dollar. I closed out the longs yesterday, just in a little bit of profit. Didn't want to leave it overnight, partly because my broker does funny things on the spread on the Aussie New Zealand dollar overnight. I didn't want to have a massive stop on it. But you can just see the 200 exponential moving average providing nice support. That wouldn't have been an unreasonable entry overnight if I'd thought about it a little bit more deeply. I just don't like it. I don't know what they do with the spread. They're sort of, I think they get up sort of 30, 40 points overnight. So that's no good. But again, you can see that broad outlook, trend line holding, and that's just pushing higher. Let's have a quick look at silver. And there she goes. What a beauty, hey? What a beauty. It's a beautiful pattern. That huge cup and saucer pattern. And they're just relentless. Just going to take out those highs, isn't it? Tripping stops. Very nice. That as well is just a buy on dips as well. So looking for intraday dips on that. No problem at all.
Takeichi says, I have never said that Japan does not need to be mindful of fiscal discipline.
Folks, that is it for now. We'll just stay on the hourly chart to stay grounded, and then we'll be coming back for the open. Just going to make myself a cuppa. Speak soon. Just remember the broad sentiment is we're trying to build at the moment. We're trying to build and we're trying to push out higher. That's the mood. Problem is volatility's dropped. So you've got to be aware of that at the open. It could be a very slow open. Okay, so our trap sellers, top of the developing value area high, clearly trying to push higher. We've got this flag type structure with a concern of potential breaking out. Need to look out for that. On the 15-minute, lovely, we have got some sellers snuggled up against this value area high here. So this is a good area for potential breaking out of. Later, on the 5-minute, this is interesting. What have we got? No. On the 5-minute, you have got some sellers trapped there by buyers. So could we look at this area for a potential breakout? Oh, it's so tricky that. Well, you can see buyers coming straight in there just before the open. They might run for it. Let's have a look. So on the 5-minute, you've got buyers trapping sellers. We have got a buy bias. So if we start to see sellers trapped, a lot of buyers have come in here before the open, 300 plus contracts. And we got about 200 contracts short. Right, if I get them trapped, I can have a quick long, because I can always use the stops very tight at 6081. And that could be a potential early break of that. It's a value area high. I've got a couple of minutes, but you can just see here, buyers trapping those sellers. And these sellers. And buyers trying to come in. "51 seconds." Sellers. Oh, they're gonna buyers are gonna trap sellers here.
Just some commentary here from Brazil's David. Says they do see a reasonably well-behaved exchange rate and no volatility in the yield curve.
Right. Very tricky, because that's just trying to break out at the actual open, isn't it? Let's see what happens. Do we get a break above? Yeah, I'm going to go for a quick long there. It's into the open, but let's go for it.
More here from the Polish Central Bank Governor Kopinski. It says there could be space for more cuts.
Okay, I just took a quick spike out of that because I could easily turn around here. So I just wanted to just book something in. Get above that second standard deviation. So we're trying to break out of here. Right, so that's fine. So 5 is trapping those sellers. Right, and we're trying to, okay, so I'm happy to move off this first standard deviation if we can. Right, some sellers coming in. Right, but I still want to go along if I can. We'll consider it off here.